Oh, that's holy. How's it going anyway? We're good? Are you having a bit of crack? I am. I'm enjoying myself here now. I don't know about you. Life is too short. Yesterday I heard the weatherman say to expect 4 flock agus sneachta. Sneachta on the high ground, 4 on the low ground, and flock coming down in bucketfuls all around. Already some people are knee deep in flock. The PDs are terminally flocked, and the greens have been sucked into a hole which is fast filling up with flock, and now they're stuck in the hole in the flock, and unless they can get the flock out of that hole and get the flock out of the hole fast, they'll be stuck in the flock forever. They'll drown in the hole and they'll never get out. But we need never freak out, because we'll be the finest evermore if we keep building hotels. We can have a couple of 100 hotels thrown up on Lofty Bog out in Kilrowan before the end of the year. If we put our minds to it, it'll be like the good old times. We'll bring back the Polish fellas to build the hotels, and their sisters can work in reception. And when we get fed up with the flock, we can go into any of those hotels and pretend that we're in the Bahamas, and we won't freak out when we run out of space out in Kilrowan. We'll go on building hotels up on Mars. Mars doesn't have flock. Mars is a flock-free zone. We won't even have to put roofs on the hotels up on Mars. We can throw them up for half nothing in no time. We'll have a couple of 1,000 hotels thrown up on Mars before the end of the year. If we put our minds to it, it'll be like the good old times. Naturally, we'll bring along the Polish fellas, and naturally, we'll bring along their sisters. And we can gather flock up in containers and bring the flock up to Mars, where we'll build flock museums for the tourists and the children who've never seen flock. Daddy, what's flock? You won't even have to open your mouth to the child. Grab him by the arm, drag him down the street, throw him into the first flock museum that you meet for a couple of half hours. He'll learn everything he needs to know about flock. But if he wants to know more, send him down to his Auntie Mary, who's still living in Tipperary in a great big hotel out in Kilrowan. She's getting on the finest with all her neighbours who are all Polish. She still believes she's in the Bahamas, but it sounds more like Gdansk. And there's a hole in the roof, and the flock is coming in. There's flock inside and out. And by the time the child gets back up to Mars, he'll be able to give seminars on flock. He'll be a flock expert, ready to open up his own flock museum. And we won't freak out when we run out of space up on Mars, because there are other planets out there. I happen to know for a fact that there are no hotels built on the planet Uranus so far. But Uranus is looking good to me. It's a wide open opportunity for someone with a bit of flair and creativity in the right hands. Given the right approach, Uranus could be a very exciting place for hotel builders, given the fact that, like Mars, Uranus is a flock-free zone. We can have a couple of 500,000 hotels thrown up on Uranus before the year is out. If we put our minds to it, it'll be like the good old times. Of course, we'll be bringing along the Polish fellas, and I don't even have to mention it. We'll be bringing along their sisters, and we will never have to freak out ever again, because we'll be the finest evermore as long as we keep